Adult Happy Meals aren't as sexy as they sound. Christmas is canceled in 2026. The live-action rated-R turtle movie is still on. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman on VOD. And way too much Ron Howard news. All that and more coming up on News Top.
So much more, Mac. Big news for you. You have a big card show coming up this weekend. Have you figured out what cards you want PSA'd?
Well, two separate topics here.
No. Same topic, one big mind. Go ahead.
I'm going to a card show this Saturday, actually, with podcast famous guest Shime Time. He'll be one of the folks I'll be meeting there. On top of that, I am going to be sending in some Pokemon cards to get graded for the first time ever. So I'm like 4 or 5 months into this Pokemon card journey here. So now I've accumulated some cards I want to get graded. And then I'm also going to bring cards Saturday that I don't think are PSA 10 worthy that I'll probably trade. So I'm looking forward to it. I need a hobby, you know. Can't do the Funkos anymore. It's fucking hard to display these big-ass boxes. So now we're on to Pokemon cards. I'm enjoying it. However, I should stop spending money.
Two things. Have you considered building little wooden ships in glass bottles?
I have not considered that yet. So maybe once I'm done with Pokemon cards, I'll move on to that. The issue with the grading the cards is it takes like 2 months, and it's $20 a card. So you have to like really decide which cards you want to send.
Thank you for letting me finish my thought. I said two things. I only suggested one very serious thing of building ships in glass bottles. My second question was, how many cards right now do you plan on having graded?
I have about 40-ish cards.
You're sending 40 in?
I'm going to send about 40. Yeah. It was more, I withered it down, right, to like 50-ish.
Oh,
and then I had to get a little more strict, so I'm down to about 40-ish. I might do another round real quick. But when you're building it, it's a whole process. So where you got to pack them, and you have to pack them in the order of the way you clicked on the PSA site. So it's got to be all in order, and sometimes it takes longer than it should to find the actual card on the PSA site. So it's a process.
I'm going to put the over-under on grade 10 cards at 4.5.
4.5 out of 40.
Yeah, but it's going to be the 5 that you don't want to get 10s on.
I'm hoping, so the cards I'm predominantly sending are the ones that like improve in value the most as a 10.
Yes.
And I'm hoping for like 25.
25?
Yeah.
I'm saying 5. I think that's a... so that's what you're up to. Are you going to ask me about my right eye?
Oh, I didn't really notice. Goo. What's happening with your right eye?
Number 1, not conjunctivitis.
Okay.
Number 2, another sty.
This is the year of the sty.
It's going to be a sty stummer. Sty stummer.
What's going on in your life that you're so conducive to styes?
So the first one, horrible. The first one, like my eye was shut. This one, I don't know what's going on. It's not as bad. But, you know, around the house, I now have the nickname Chris in honor of Red Sox second baseman / utility man, Chris Steins.
And your wife, obviously noted Sox historian, would know that Chris Steins played for the Red Sox. You know?
Was it Chris Steins or Ray Sanchez that got beamed in the head?
I also don't like.
You know what? Chris Steins might have gotten hit in the eye with a ball, which would then give him a big red eye. That might have happened. I don't
know if I've had one sty in my life. Never mind 2 in sty summer.
The issue is that I'm always playing outside with my son, so
Sure.
just dirt is getting in my eyes.
Is that what causes styes?
I don't know. I'm curious how
we need an eye guy.
Yeah, we need an eye guy. We need a doctor that listens to the show. But how often or how bad is it to get smoke from the grill in your eyes?
Well, as a person who occasionally gets smoke in their face and eyes and lungs, it's not great. It's definitely not great. I don't know if it would cause a sty, though. You know what happens to me when I'm exposed to smoke for probably longer than I should be? My skin, like, breaks out.
Because you're always smoking doobies, right?
Like, my forehead will break out.
Okay.
I just get, the skin gets real patchy, at least for me. And then I'll be blowing black shit out of my nose for 2 days.
Yeah.
Now that I'm realizing this and stumbling upon this whole eye thing,
mm-hmm.
#Eyegate, you don't wear glasses, don't need glasses.
No.
I don't wear glasses, don't need glasses. You never had braces. I never had braces.
I've had braces 5 times. I currently have braces.
But you didn't have braces in high school?
I did. I had them in elementary school, middle school, high school.
Never mind. I was just going to brag
now.
about how superior we are, but I forgot you're inferior.
I'm a step below you. Eyesight-wise, but beyond what's happening with my fucking eyes now. I was there with you, but
Is it painful? What?
No,
Describe.
This one isn't bad. The last one was terrible. This one is horrible. I just wanted to bring it up so that people...
to the touch?
Touch isn't bad either. I don't want to touch it too much to not get it infected again, though. I just wanted to tell the people at home about it so they aren't watching this video right now. Like, what's up with that ghoul sitting next to Mac?
I don't think you can really notice it until now that you've said it, now that I'm staring at your right eye.
Would I be a complete lame-o? Would I be a complete squid if I got barbecue goggles that would cover my eyes while I'm grilling?
How often are you grilling?
I grill often, and I grill at a very high level, and a lot of smoke gets in my face. Would I look like, who was it? Brett Cecil from the Blue Jays? He was a pitcher who wore rec specs
for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he wore rec specs.
Would I look like that kid Graham from our Babe Ruth league?
He was on the Marlins.
Yeah.
He played
He's
with
on your team.
Yeah.
You guys were the biggest disappointment in Babe Ruth history.
Oh, we had so much talent.
So much talent, and you guys
talent.
sucked. You sucked.
Dude, I hit like 750 in my Babe Ruth career, and we didn't win one playoff.
That's because we all cheated and used that McGregor bat.
No, I didn't have that fucking bat. You guys.
Every team had that bat.
No, come on. I had a drop 3. I forget what I had. I used that my last couple of years. I don't get me started on Babe Ruth. Legit. Every summer someone would go away. We didn't even have enough players to field a team my first year. I don't know. The collection of talent we had on the Babe Ruth Marlins from 2002 to 2005 or 2004. We were in Babe Ruth for 3 years. Is that what it was?
I don't know. I was only in it for 1. I only played 1 year of it.
Man, I used to rip doubles to the gap goo. We didn't have home run power back then. It was fucking 340 feet to left field. We were 13 years old.
Speak for yourself. News dump. That was good PSA talk. Mac, over at McDonald's right now, not only have they brought in the Hello Kitty TMNT mashups for the Happy Meals, right now, you can go there, us, our age, and order an adult Happy Meal. And you might be thinking, that sounds pretty sexy. What's in it? Just a quarter pounder with cheese or a 10-piece McNugget with fries and a new Mount McDonald shake and a collectible souvenir.
So, sorry, I'm a little confused here.
Yes.
So, an adult Happy Meal.
Yes.
It's just like a regular menu meal, except you get a collectible souvenir.
You get a shake and a souvenir. And the souvenir is just like, it's a card.
Shake.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with a shake?
Drink it, I guess.
But if you're getting a shake, you're just getting a shake. You're not getting a meal and a shake.
Yeah, that's way, way too much.
That's a lot.
I mean, if you want to make it...
How much are these adult Happy Meals?
I didn't really look into it. I just saw it. I said, that's cute. Let me see what's in it. Number 1, they should have sex toys in it. Number 2... I got the anal beads. Number 2...
Fry-shaped anal beads.
They're all shaped like Grimace. Or one is shaped like Grimace, one is Mayor McCheese, one is Birdie. You know that Grimace, they revealed what Grimace is? And this would actually play well with an adult Happy Meal. It's a taste bud.
I don't like that.
No, did the person who owns that taste bud have emphysema? Jeez Louise.
Credit to you for knowing emphysema.
I know that and mesothelioma. Anything that was given to me as like, this is a class action lawsuit against it. Yeah. Have you been using talcum powder around your privates? Lawsuits. Call this lawyer. I was thinking that like the way to get people our age to actually purchase this is like, we have put in the box a handful of McDonald's Happy Meal toys from the 90s. We're not going to tell you what they are. But it might be a Beanie Baby. It might be a Furby. It might be one of those Tiny Toons flippable cars.
I want one of those glass cups from Batman Forever.
Oh, my God. But weren't those Burger King?
Oh, now I don't know.
I feel like Burger
was
King had the
assuming
better
McDonald's.
cups. Burger King had the big kids meals where during the time of Pokemon, the first movie, card and a figure.
Yeah. Well, now McDonald's just did a Pokemon promo last year before I was back into the Pokemon craze, and they had like 5 exclusive cards or something like that.
Yeah. So give me something from my childhood, or I'm not gonna jump into this nostalgic thing. I'm not eating McDonald's anyways, but if you want to bring me in,
this is sort of the new give me liberty or give me death. What was that,
that's
John Locke?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Who said that?
Ronald McDonald said that.
Major,
no, Ronald McDonald said that.
Oh, Patrick Henry. That's right. Give me liberty or give me death.
News dump.
Patrick Henry.
Over the weekend in Major League Baseball, let's get a little sportsy, but it's entertainment-wise as well. It was MLB Players Weekend. The league allowed players to show off some flair, show off some personality with custom bats and cleats. Did you catch any of these cool bats?
I saw some of the Red Sox players with bats, but I was not, on the whole, paying much attention to Players Weekend.
Okay, I will ask you, because some of the bats, it was like, I saw someone, I think Jarren Duran had a Stitch bat. Marcelo Meyer, who didn't even play, had a Lightning McQueen bat. Roman Antony, Roman Empire bat. Mac, what piece of flair would you try and show off with your bat during this player weekend?
Well, I mean, I'd probably, in my current phase, it'd probably be Pokemon oriented. The original stuff, like I really like the pencil eraser bats, the lightsaber bats, like that shit. Simple but effective.
The lightsaber bats are they're tough to tell what they are unless you're really looking at them, though.
Yeah, because the handle's kind of covered, so I get that part of it. But like, I just like the idea. I'm wondering, like, why are they allowed to, like, fuck with bats? You know what I mean? They're so, you can't do this, you can't do that, and all of a sudden now I'm allowed to doctor my bat a little bit. I might as well cork my Players Weekend bat,
So your first thought is, to show off your personality, I want to cheat.
Yes.
Well done. I was thinking, now first off, Turtles, Batman, something like that. But you know what I thought would be funny is if one player said, like, you know what I'm really into off the field? Giant asses. And his bat is just a giant ass.
With a Brazilian flag.
Yeah, why not?
Now, how would you orient the ass on the bat to really emphasize that it's an ass or ass cheeks,
That's a good point. And that's something that we'll need the people at home to tell us. How do we do this? Comment in the comment section down below on YouTube or hit us up on social media at Mac and Goo Podcast. How do you put a giant ass on a baseball bat? News dump. Also, Hayden Christiansen threw out the first pitch at a Cubs game, and the number that he wore on the back of his jersey, 66.
Execute Order 66.
As opposed to Mac, what number would you put on the back of your jersey?
Oh, come on. Just flip one of the 6s,
Pull a Jared Allen.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good 69.
Over at the box office over the weekend, same 2 top spots as last weekend. Weapons, $25 million in its second week, up to almost $90 million domestic, $94.86 on Roddy T's, $81 Meta. Freakier Friday, 4 body swaps, made $14.5 million in its second weekend, 54.7 domestic overall, 110 domestic. You wrote it different than how I do it. Worldwide, $160 million. You
missed like
though.
4 words in there. The first one ended up making 110 domestic, so this one maybe is tracking for that. First one made 160 million worldwide, so I think this is the goal for this movie here.
I like to have random words and numbers, and then I can put it together in my head. I don't like sentence structure.
Sure.
In its opening weekend, Nobody 2 made $9.25. Nobody 1 in 2021 opened at $6.8 million and made $27.5 domestic, almost $60 worldwide on a $16 million budget. The budget on Nobody 2 is $25 million. I think it might have a tough time hitting. I think it will hit close to 50 in its entire run.
Yeah.
But I think it's also going to do really well streaming-wise. Because I'm not sure if people look at this as an in-theater movie.
Well, and also look at what it's up against, right?
Yes.
Like the 7 movies we got listed here on box office, we'll get to the next 4. Fantastic Four, First Steps, Bad Guys 2, Superman, The Naked Gun. They're all making money at the box office currently. And 5 of the 7, if I haven't seen, I want to see. I want to see Weapons. I want to see Nobody 2. I want to see The Naked Gun. So it's up against pretty stiff competition for a movie that only made $57 million the first time around. So yeah, I'm guessing it'll get to 50, maybe break even on its budget and find a second audience streaming. But I am a little surprised because Nobody in 2021 came out in a year that wasn't a great movie year. We all liked it and we all saw it and really liked it. It was better than any of us had anticipated. So I'm a little surprised there wasn't more fanfare leading up to this second one.
I will say that Nobody 2, I've already seen it. We'll talk about it at the end of the week. Mac is seeing it after this dump.
Trying to see it for a second time.
It reminds me of John Wick 1, where it's the simplest of reasons of why he's doing stuff. There's no giant high table backstory. It's just this guy gets annoyed when you fuck with his family.
Yeah. I like
nice
that.
and easy.
Simple.
And
it's
also
like 90 minutes, right?
85 minutes.
Yeah. Ideal.
I was in a full theater when I saw it. What an experience. It was people hooting, hollering, guffawing. I cackled at one point. Maybe the loudest that I have cackled since Harley Quinn Birds of Prey.
I tried to see it last week. And first of all, I was the only one in the theater. And like
you wouldn't have had the same experience.
As I walked in, there was like the screen was like stuck on something. So I sat down. I just got my large poop corn, got a little wooter, and I'm sitting there like, preview should be starting now. Didn't happen. Eat my popcorn. 15 minutes later, some representative from the theater comes in. He's like, "Hey, we're having trouble playing the movie, so we can't play this movie. What do you want to do?" So he offered me to walk into Weapons 25 minutes already into the movie or a refund. So I said, I guess I'll take the refund. And then I'm just stuck with a large popcorn.
Yeah.
Eating a large popcorn in my fucking car for 20 minutes, getting popcorn everywhere.
Crying.
So, yeah. So I'm going back today. Also, the only person in the theater currently after I bought the ticket. So we'll see.
Bringing up the rear over the weekend, Fantastic Four First Steps, $8.8 million. The Bad Guys, $7.5 million. Superman, $5.2 million in Week 6. And The Naked Gun, Week 3, $4.8 million. You know what I saw over the weekend, Mac?
Mm-hmm.
The re-release of the 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was in a full theater of everyone wearing turtle garb. And I would say that everyone my age, everyone our age, like roughly 32 through, I don't know, like 45. There are some older folks in there too. Locked in, hands on seat, ready to go, ready to fucking hop back into Turtle Mania. All the 5 and 6-year-olds, they weren't having it.
Yeah, it's also not dark thematically. It's just an actual dark movie. So if you're hoping to rope in kids or expand their imaginations, the color palette in that movie is terrible. So it's like, it's hard to grasp a kid's attention when you're just seeing really dark greens and blacks on the screen.
I will say though, and I've probably talked about this in the past, the first time that Casey Jones sees Splinter chained up against the fence, and he looks at him and just goes, all right. Like, all right, this is my world now.
Was there any special trinkets or memorabilia you were given?
And this is something that I'm gonna watch, but they open the movie with a 10-minute like special feature of, hey, we're making this documentary about the first movie. Here's 10 minutes of it. And I'm like, my son has an expiration date. Let's skip this and send me a link and I'll watch it later.
Yeah,
because he doesn't care how Steve Barron decided like the set list and how he cut down the movie and how they didn't shoot 16 pages of the script. That's cool to me. He doesn't give a shit.
He also has no idea what a documentary is.
Yeah. News dump. I guess we'll jump to this really quick. Speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the live-action TMNT Last Ronin film is still in development at Paramount. The film follows the lone surviving turtle after his brothers and Master Splinter are killed off one by one. The movie will be rated R.
Is it going to be animated or live action?
Live action. Live action, rated R. TMNT.
I'm in on that. I'm very much in on that.
And like you've said, don't want to give too much away. Just the visual of one turtle with all 4 sets of weapons. That's where
It's
it's
a great concept. It's
also an older turtle, and with the mutation has grown beyond like what the smaller turtles are.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you're just like a light fan of the Turtles, a casual fan, and you know anything at all, like it ropes the concept alone ropes you in.
News up. Terrible news, Mac. Christmas is canceled in 2026 because Shrek 5 has been delayed 6 months to June 30th, 2027.
I mean, that's probably good because it's up against Dune Prophecy, Dune Part 3, and an Avengers movie next December, so that works out well for it.
This also opened up a whole can of worms of, I saw it, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of news, but my boss, I work at a news station, saw this, and he's like, hey, do you see Shrek 5 got pushed back? It's like thinking that I would just have like a one-word answer. I talked about it for a half an hour, and I think he thinks a lot less of me now.
Well, why is he striking up small talk with you over Shrek 5?
I thought it was just like, hey, you see this movie that I think you like? And then I'm like, yeah. And then someone brought up Shrek 3. I'm correcting them. They're talking about this. They're talking about that.
Yeah. Well, actually.
At one point, he's like, how long do donkeys live? And I'm like, 30 to 40 years? Because we've done so much donkey research. No one in the office liked me saying the word donkey research.
Sure.
I might have been fired. I don't even know.
The slippery slope, you know? You scroll one link too far, and it's not a video you want to watch.
Why were you let go from your job? Shrek.
Donkey research.
Donkey research. News dump. You mentioned Avengers. Right now, it is looking like Ryan Reynolds will return as Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday. This is according to THR. And then don't expect him to actually join the Avengers team, though. But then Deadline had a contradicting report and said that he has not been on set and will not be in these two movies.
So I don't know which one to believe, because it does seem like naturally we're going to be dealing with like the Void and or Pocket universes, right? Mm-hmm. But also, I don't think Feige wants to hitch his wagon to Deadpool and have to have Ryan Reynolds come back for 6 movies. So I could see both sides to it. I think he's going to pop up, but I don't think he's going to have a major role.
Let me throw this by you, and this was brought up by the Weekly Planet, Mr. Sunday Movie on their podcast, by Deadline saying he has not been on set. Does the character of Deadpool show up, but it's in the costume and it's not him? It's just a guy in the costume.
And then Reynolds is just doing the voiceover stuff?
Or he just doesn't say anything. Maybe it's one of those things, you know how he opens the door in Deadpool 2, all the X-Men are in there and they close the door?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a callback to that.
Yeah, I don't know. This will be interesting. This will be one that I truly don't know where it's going to go.
News down. Thunderbolts is heading to Disney Plus on August 27th. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, well worth watching. I think still in the top 5, 6, 7 movies of me for me on the year. Fun, team up, you know, it's good. It's a very good movie.
News done. Mac, James Gunn says,
what does he say?
Superman, the movie that just came out this past year, has been released on VOD back on the 15th. The reason why is because he wanted to get audiences ready for Peacemaker.
You know what? That's fair. But he's got to realize no one's spending $25 at home to watch this movie, I'm guessing. But
does that reveal that maybe Superman is in Peacemaker?
No, I don't think that's the case. But I do think, so speaking of pocket universes, that little dimension that we saw in Superman that we kind of get alluded to in the first Peacemaker season, that's going to play a part of it. And I think some of the ramifications or some of the background stuff that occurs in Superman is addressed in Peacemaker.
James Gunn says,
what does he say?
That the treatment is done for his next film. It is in the Superman saga. He hopes to begin production very soon. This is via THR. James Gunn says,
what does he say?
Harley Quinn will return. Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn in the DCU. That will be revealed down the line. When asked? Okay, let me do this again. When asked if Margot Robbie will return as Harley Quinn in the DCU, he said that will be revealed down the line.
Oh, you really fucked yourself up on the wording of this one. Okay,
He
so
was asked about it.
as much as she's been great as Harley Quinn, it's not unlike the Ryan Reynolds situation as Deadpool. Do we want to keep hitching our wagon? Is she going to be up for
So she
6 movies, you know?
is the right age if they do brave and bold stuff with that older Bruce Wayne.
Okay. All right. And tonally, she could very easily fit into James Gunn movies. We saw it in
We saw it in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That was probably her best showing, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, she probably will be back then.
Speaking of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn says
What does he say?
he's actively looking to bring back Bloodsport into the DCU.
I liked Bloodsport. I liked Bloodsport's tech more than I
Yeah.
liked Bloodsport, but I liked that character. I'm okay with that.
News do. Antony Starr, of course, plays the character of Homelander on The Boys. He is saying goodbye to it as they are wrapping up their final season of the show.
I think one of the top 10 greatest television characters of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Truly menacing, iconic. And Antony Starr has been in stuff for 20, 25 years as is, but this has propelled him to another level. I think you're going to see him as Giancarlo Esposito got bumped with Breaking Bad, you know, and got taken to another level and got a ton of roles from that. I think we're going to see that with Antony Starr. I think we're going to see him get offered a lot of these villainous roles because of his take on Homelander, and I'm happy to see him do that.
Yeah, he said it's difficult to put into words, but this is truly a highlight in his career, a complicated character that allowed him space and range to discover and truly push boundaries in a way he never expected he would be able to, and he is grateful for the experience. We created a monster, and he will miss him. I do think as long as Gen V is going on, though, if he's not killed off or whatever, he might still pop up every once in a while.
I would be surprised also if Gen V, well, yeah, I guess we'll have to see how Gen V Season 2 goes. I'm not expecting 5-6 seasons from Gen V, I guess is what I'm saying.
Speaking of Gen V, news dump. Episodes 1 through 3 will be available on September 17th, and then one episode a week, finishing with its 8th on October 22nd.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. Obviously, they lost one of the cast members in between the shooting of the seasons, so they had to account for that. We saw 2 or 3 of the Gen V characters pop up at the end of The Boys Season 5? Season 4?
Yes, 5. No, whatever the last one was.
Yeah, whatever the last one was. So they're intertwining these stories, and I'll be interested to see how involved boys level stuff is in Gen V Season 2.
News dump. Speaking of the Boys universe, Vought Rising. We got some stills for that. They'll begin production on that show, I believe, in the fall, so it should be available sometime next year. One of the stills is Soulja Boy.
Yeah, we see Soulja Boy and like an army, 1940s, 50s army green type of get up. And if you are unfamiliar with this or not sure what this is going to be, essentially it's like an origin for Vought and Soulja Boy and Stormfront and some of the characters we've already been introduced to that are it's gonna build out sort of that underbelly of where Vought came from, Vought Rising, and hopefully provide some awesome scenes.
Do you think it starts off with him being a bit of a Boy Scout and then becoming jaded by the end of either this season or show?
I think it's gonna essentially be, what if Captain America wasn't frozen in ice for 70 years, right? Like, what if Captain America lived through the Cold War sort of shit,
News dump. Mentioned Hayden Christiansen earlier in the show, and he said that he wants to do more Star Wars projects in the Clone Wars era, saying, I think there are some fun stories to tell there, and if it meant I got to swing a lightsaber with Ewan McGregor again, that would be amazing. He said this at Fan Expo Boston.
We can't, as much as Filoni poured in to that era, that like 10 years that took place during and between the second and third prequels, you can't keep diving back into that, right? At some point, we got to get away from Anakin. We got to get away from Vader. We got to get away from Obi-Wan and establish new characters to tell stories with. And they're efforting it. They're trying it. And I'm happy to see Hayden Christensen pop up in Ahsoka stuff. And Ahsoka is a good avenue to expand the Star Wars universe, but we're talking about galaxies, multiple, and we keep going back to the same handful of characters. So I don't really want to go back into Clone Wars era.
There's Depp. Ron Howard revealed the advice that he got from George Lucas ahead of not making Solo a Star Wars story, because he took over from Lord and Miller, and he actually said the Lord and Miller cut was good. But the advice that he got from George Lucas was, just don't forget, it's for 12-year-old boys.
So this is where Lucas is losing it a little bit. Star Wars in general, for sure, right? That's the age range you're aiming for. Solo, a Star Wars story, is made for 12-year-old boys in 1980, right? Mm-hmm. The people that wanted to see the Solo origin when it came out were actually 50 years old. So you could have given it, and I'm sure Ron Howard pulled back and made it more kid-friendly than maybe Lord and Miller had, conveyed originally. But they make kids movies too, Lord and Miller. So I'm hindsight is hindsight, but the Lord and Miller cut is something we'll always dream of and desire. And you and I both thought Solo was like a thumbs up. It's solid.
It's a checklist.
It was good enough. But the potential there was obviously very wasted.
Ron Howard worked with George Lucas way back in the 70s.
How about that?
American Graffiti. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. Came
it's
out
a good
like
movie.
72 maybe?
75.
Okay.
News up. Speaking of Ron Howard in the 70s, he planned to exit Happy Days if ABC changed the title of the show to Fonzie's Happy Days. He said he was perfectly ready to get off the show, and he understood maximizing the popularity of Fonzie when trying to promote the show. But if they went and changed it and connected it to the character, he said, fuck you. Then thank God that his bosses did not do that. He later found out that Henry Winkler was also very much against this.
So this sort of speaks to why Ron Howard's kind of a shitbag, but he is self-aware. He's talking about how he shouldn't have had that attitude because he wasn't the main character. He thought he was. He wasn't.
Well, he started out as he was the main character in season one. And then midway through, they're like, oh, this guy with the leather jacket. Everyone loves him.
Ron Howard, by the way, is at his best in Arrested Development. That's
easily.
1,000%
Simpsons,
true.
too. He's great as a guest spot on The Simpsons.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really cared for Ron Howard, and maybe in large part because of this sort of attitude. I don't know. He obviously doesn't feel this way anymore, as he's telling us here.
He also left Happy Days maybe after season 6 or 7. He didn't stick around for the whole run, but that's also because the show was shifting away from him, even being like the main guy outside of Fonzie, and shifting toward Chachi.
What was the original theme song?
It was 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock rock.
Second theme song, Greater Than.
Oh, yeah.
Greater Than.
These days are happy days.
In my happy days.
I did have a great conversation about Happy Days at work the other day, too. Almost got fired for that one. People are always like, you know what it was? It's because someone made the point of saying Laverne and Shirley, the show, was better than Happy Days. And I'm like, well, yeah, it was. But also, keep in mind, on Happy Days, Fonzie jumped over a shark. It was the best episode.
Where does Three's Company fall amongst those?
That's not
shows?
A spinoff. We were talking about spinoffs from shows.
Gotcha.
Laverne and Shirley's a spinoff from Happy Days. That's back in the 60s, 70s, when you would have one idea and then say, let's turn this into 50 ideas.
Yeah.
That's before they just rebooted every show.
Wow. What's the spinoff of All in the Family?
There's like 4 of them. It's Maude, the Jeffersons.
The Jeffersons.
There's a bunch of them.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. They created a whole little pocket universe.
Yeah.
Happy Days also did. You had Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, Joni Loves Chachi.
Right. Yeah, like Joni Loves Chachi.
That didn't last long. No, it didn't. How did Chachi feel about Joni? We don't know. Well, actually, we do know. Early seasons of Happy Days, and maybe he fell out of love, but he was obsessed with Joni.
Who was it?
You know what Chachi means in Greek?
Probably like dickhead or something.
It means penis. Don't fact check me, guys.
It was close.
Don't fact check me. That's our Happy Days talk. Lots of Ron Howard talk on News Dump this week. News Dump.
I'd like to do some Bryce Dallas Howard talk, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, that's your favorite thing from Ron Howard.
You would probably get fired for that, though.
A new World War Z film is now a priority at Paramount. This is via THR.
I mean, that movie is probably underrated. Came out in, 2008 with Brad Pitt, 2010, somewhere in that window. It's underrated.
It's good.
I don't know, man. Like, I
feel like we're past the Z craze, right?
The zombie thing is over with. Obviously, 28 years later is still my favorite movie of the year so far, but it's like, it's a human story set with a zombie backdrop.
Are we in a zombie-naissance right now?
We do
Is that
have
what's happening?
The Last of Us, but again, a human story set against a zombie backdrop.
Nope, you got it. We're in a zombie-naissance right now. That's why. Paramount's like, look at all these zombies.
Zombie.
You have to start it with the Cranberries, even though I'm pretty sure that's about the Vietnam War. That's what it's about. It's different. It's not about actual zombies.
Zombie.
You know, it's a great song.
I love that
Linger.
song. Linger.
Linger's great.
Her vocals in Linger are insane.
Well, her vocals in general are just so unique.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Should we just do a Cranberries podcast?
We'll just
it would last
about
like one or
Dolores
two
O'Riordan.
episodes, but let it linger.
Also, one of the original GOAT Tiny Desk concerts. They did it in 2010 or 11.
I feel like I've seen that, but I'm forgetting about it.
Yeah, it's very low quality footage, and she sounds unbelievable.
News Dump. Stranger Things creators, the Duffer brothers, are in talks to sign a massive overall deal with Paramount to make TV shows and theatrical films. Of course, their Stranger Things show is wrapping up by the end of this year.
I don't know if I want to sign up these brothers who were supposed to produce these 4 or 5 seasons over 5 or 6 years, and it's turned into a decade.
Well, that's because every episode has turned into a movie.
Yeah, I don't know if they should be running things. They need someone to oversee them.
Just kind of and I understand, the quality of their show has gotten better over time.
It went down for a second.
Look, it started great.
1,
it
2,
remained
3,
really good. Dipped.
4, 5.
Came four is a really, really good season.
4 was awesome.
4 is an awesome season. But yes, we do, and this is with every show. We need to get it going.
Yep.
We need to get it going.
Yep.
News Dump. And then finally, huge news for Mac. Anna Faris and Regina Hall will return in the next installment of Scary Movie. The Scary Movie franchise. Marlon Wayans has confirmed the news on Instagram. Regina Hall and Anna Faris said, "We can't wait to bring Brenda and Cindy back to life, to be reunited with our great friends, Keenan, Sean, and Marlon. 3 men we'd literally die for." And Brenda actually has.
If you're talking comedy duos of the last 25, 30 years, Brenda and Cindy, Anna Faris and Regina Hall are pretty high on the list. They're the reason why those movies
I'll tell you what,
worked.
It's one of those things, too, where I talked about last week. As a kid, you think that Bam is the coolest part of Viva La Bam, when in fact it's actually Phil. As a kid, you're watching the Scary Movies and you're like, oh, it's the Wayans brothers. It's Sean and Marlon. That's what's keeping this going. No, it's Regina Hall.
Regina Hall is
force. Hilarious. And then also, so she's kind of doing her own thing. And then what Anna Faris is doing is she's doing perfect Leslie Nielsen-like spoofs of all of these horror movies.
Yeah, and she's also the dichotomy, to use a word, between her and Hall's character. Hall recognizing the ridiculousness and calling everything out, and Anna Faris not playing into it all and thinking it's all so real. And it's perfect. It's an absolute perfect combo.
You see how this final girl runs in this scene? I want you to do it, but funny. And then just Kermit the Frog arms as she's running away.
I always thought, I don't remember who I saw it with, but I remember in the first one, the bush scene when he's got the chainsaw, when I was 11. That
you see it with your dad?
Killed me. Yeah, probably.
Because I've probably said this on the podcast before, but seeing Not Another Teen Movie in the theaters with my father was a rough sit. That's a great spoof too, by the way.
It is.
Yeah.
It for sure is.
But yeah, that was especially like the opening scene. I'm pretty sure is Janie with the vibrator.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Janie's got a gun.
Credit to my dad for taking me to the movies, though. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he wanted to enjoy some popcorn.
It's one of those things, I'm guessing, that like he had no idea what that movie was about. And then he sits down, he's like, what in the world? I'm sure he found it funny. He had that's his exact style of humor.
It's his Q zone.
Credit to me for bringing him to his exact style of humor. But he probably had no idea what he was getting into.
The only experience I ever had like that was at home. My mom, for whatever reason, really wanted to watch Soul Plane. She had no idea.
Yes, I know.
What we were getting into, and that's the only time. And once she made that mistake, she was never making that mistake again. So that's the only experience I have, even remotely, like that.
We have a past episode of most uncomfortable movies that we've watched with our parents. I don't know where it is. I'll have to find it. We'll pull some clips from that or something. But yeah, that was definitely one of them. News dump. Check us out at the end of the week. We'll talk about movies.
Yep. Nobody 2, maybe Weapons, maybe a couple other things.
News dump.